Scott just made the point.
Thomas Jefferson, you'll
used to be a lot more secure, not just in our...
Well, as you probably know by now, this is the second year in a row where the Academy Awards lacked actors of color, writers of color, or directors of color, but the issue may not be that black and white. To imply that we are racist is extremely offensive, blares the headline from The Hollywood Reporter. Now, this, of course, is a very serious issue, and it deserves a serious treatment and some thoughtful, measured response. Okay, let's bring in Steve Green and Scott on to get to the bottom of this hilarity. Now, gentlemen, just to be clear, I'm not laughing at the fact that there are no black nominees on this year's Oscar slate, which is in fact whiter than a Democratic presidential primary debate in a snowstorm in D.C. But what I do find utterly hilarious, however, is the fact that these uber-lefty Hollywood D-bags who have implied that Republicans and conservatives are racist for selecting on the basis of individual talent rather than skin color now suddenly find themselves shocked that they could now be unfairly called racist for doing the exact same thing. Steve, Winston Churchill had a line about these kind of people. These were the kind of people who feed the crocodile in the hopes that it's going to eat them last. Now, the world is changing, and as usual, the progressives are the last to get it. We conservatives long ago stopped being beholden to this politically correct monster, and it looks like that monster now has to go looking for slower, fattier, more stupid food, right?
Oh, boy. And, of course, Churchill was talking about Adolf Hitler, who was, let's see, white, a socialist, and a vegetarian. So, really, this just comes full circle, doesn't it? Wow. You know what I love about this piece? What was it our late friend Andrew Breitbart liked to say about conservatives in Hollywood? In Hollywood's view, conservatives either have to be stupid or evil, or ideally stupid and evil. Well, here's a case. Guess who the stupid evil ones are? That's right, it's the people in Hollywood. And, okay, maybe they don't actually rise to the level of evil, but it's pretty darn close. You know, they preach socialism at us while they measure their big swinging members by box office receipts instead of by the quality of the film or cinema they produce. But it's all box office there. The hypocrisy in Hollywood is outrageous. I mean, just sickening. And now they are stupid enough to believe that they would be immune from their own poison in this poisonous climate that they're the ones who helped to poison. So yeah, you know, the German word is Schadenfreude, and I am swimming in that stuff right now. I mean, I'm up to my eyeballs in it, and it's sweet, sweet, tasty Schadenfreude.
You know, Scott, as I said, I think the only people who still play along with this kind of extortion of color are those Hollywood Hills liberals who unleashed this beast in the first place. Now, a few nights ago, Jimmy Kimmel did a segment where a panicked Academy representative said they're using computer graphics to retroactively introduce black characters into this year's Oscars, turning The Big Short into The Big Shotty and The Revenant into The Revenant Al Sharpton. He's going right at it. This Spike Lee and Jada Pinkett Smith outrage, and he's poking it right in the eye. And it's about time, don't you think, Scott?
Well, you know, as most of our viewers probably know, the word actor in the Greek was, and I'm going to mispronounce it, but it was upakritas, and it is from which we get our word hypocrite. That was, an actor is somebody who pretends to be somebody that they're not. And that's, I'm not cracking a joke, that's really what it is, okay? So if you go back and look, Chris Rock is scheduled to host the Academy Awards this time around. And I actually think Chris Rock is a very funny guy, very entertaining, very talented, one of the top comedians of our generation. I don't know if it was the last time, but if you go back and go to YouTube and watch Chris Rock's monologue in 2005, at the beginning of the Academy Awards, and you will see that he spent, I don't know, roughly half the time slamming George Bush. I mean, that was like, it's, you know, he starts off by saying, we probably shouldn't say anything about the president, and then he does nothing but boom, 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 just slamming George Bush and mocking him and ridiculing him. And you know, when you have a body of people who all represent the same side of the ideological aisle, and they're all in the business of pretending they're somebody that they're not, then it should never surprise us that this kind of hypocrisy happens. You know, I know that the one thing that we maybe can do to solve this is, you know, we have Best Actor awards and we have Best Actress awards. So they already make a distinction between men and women because you can't judge women on the same basis as men. So you'd have to separate those out. So why not just have like Best White Actor in a drama, Best Black Actor in a drama, Best Latino Actor in a drama? I mean, we could slice and dice this a million ways, but if we did that, then we'd be the Obama for America campaign. So.
That's right. That's exactly right. You can come to Hollywood, however, to find the full range of political discussion from far left on one side to extreme left on the other. You know, during the middle third of my life, all I really wanted was to win an Academy Award. I was trying to get films made, but that was before the Bush years when, as Scott just said, Steve just said, the left really began to debase the Oscars and make them into a political weapon for the advancement of their own agenda. I just don't care anymore. Most people just don't care anymore. For the few that do continue to care about what we in the biz unashamedly refer to as kudos season, well, then they're left with a choice. They can continue to vote their conscience on which leftist actors and films deserve recognition based on their merit, or they can take Spike Lee and Jada Pinkett Smith seriously, which is never a good idea, by the way, and see to it that a certain number of extortionists and whiners of color are included every year. Now, if they do that, then they're essentially doing what Scott just said. They're creating a Best Black Actor category, and I personally don't think that Sidney Poitier would have stooped to accept something so degrading.
No.
Look, folks, just because Will Smith is in a movie that doesn't make any money doesn't mean it's an Oscar-worthy performance. And it's funny, isn't it? Those people who call for those kind of voting on the basis of merit, people who vote on the basis of merit are called racist and they're defending white privilege and all the rest. Well, those people would be the first to rightly have a whole herd of cows if you were to suggest that the NFL or the NBA were to require 60% of the total players to be white. So make sure that those teams look more like America. You can't have it both ways, you know, although having it both ways is the essence of the infantile, whiny, boring, sad, and rapidly departing philosophy of the race-baiting progressive left. For PJTV, I'm Bill Whittle.